just to get this going, I'm going to use a pentatonic scale, which if you don't know, pretty common. It's like the salt, pepper, and garlic of music, you know, in terms of a scale. It's used everywhere. So I'm just going to go over the scale pattern real quick. And I'm sure some of you guys, gals, probably know this, but just in case there's anybody that doesn't. Mosh, what's up, dude? Dudette. Where are you from? Let me know. Like, hit me up in the chat. Let me know where you guys are at during all this, during this. But check it out, right? So the pentatonic scale, it's a 2-note per string scale. It's pretty simple, right? We're going to start at the 5th fret of the low E. New Jersey, nice. Larry, what's up? We're neighbors practically. Let me know if you need to borrow an egg or some sugar or some flour or something. So check it out. We're going to play the pentatonic scale in the key of A minor. I mean, it's like the most basic place to start. From Texas, me too. I grew up in Dallas. I was born in Corpus, but what's up, Sean? Sean in Arizona. All right, so anyway, 5th to the 8th fret on the low E. And I'm not going to get into any of the technical stuff about note names or intervals, even though that stuff's important. Just going to stick to really thinking about the scales as shapes primarily for today. So I got 5 to 8 on the low E. And then I have 5, 7, 5th to the 7th fret across the next 3 strings. So on A, 5, 7, D string 5, 7, G 5, 7. All right, so far, right, I've got 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. And then the last 2 strings, as you're probably aware, 5, 8 as well. So that whole thing together. And then the descent, reverse. So we're going to think about this as like our gym almost, you know. And the way, one way to think about sequences is kind of like, think of the scale, right? It's like raw material. It's like the alphabet. It's like saying A, B, C, D, F, G. It's just, there's really nothing, there's no information there. So it's like kind of our job, or role rather, to take those, the scale and try to form phrases or musical, or certain musical things with them, not just, you know, like forming words from the letters. So a scale sequence, right? Like I said, it just involves a repeating pattern that moves across different points of the scale. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get going with a 4-note sequence, right? So you want to think about every note in your sequence as having like a numerical place, right? So the first note is 1, obviously, right? Second note is 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So what this sequence is going to do, it's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, pretty simple. I'm just playing the first 4 notes of the scale as they are. I'm not doing anything to them. No vibrato, no hammer-ons, no pull-offs, none of that stuff. Not yet, anyway. All right, so then what we're going to do is just do the exact same thing, but starting at the second note of the scale. So that would give us 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now I've just taken like my raw data, right? Just the raw scale, and I already have like a musical phrase happening. So it's already a little bit musical. There's already a melody there. So once you understand the concept, it's really easy to expand this to everything you know. If you know a Mixolydian scale, you can do the same thing there. If you know a E flat major 7 arpeggio, you can use it there. But more on that later. So what we're going to do, we're just going to move up a few tones of the scale. We don't necessarily have to move through the whole thing for today. All right, now check it out, right? So the last sequence was 2, 3, 4, 5. So now what I'm doing, I'm starting at the 3rd note of the scale. So that's going to give me 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there, which is 5, 7, 5, 7. And 2, I want you guys, don't try not to think about the frets so much. Think about it as a pattern. There's like a visual pattern Like I always tell my students, like, because the guitar, what's cool about the guitar is you can move all this stuff around, you know. So if you think only in terms of fret numbers, it's harder to move it around. You know, you want to think about it as a raw shape, and one way you can do that is like, think of like when you're in school and you learned about constellations, and there's dots, and you kind of have to draw these intersecting lines, and it's like, oh yeah, there's Orion's belt, which is like, this is like a dude or whatever Orion looks like. Yeah, kind of, yeah, Larry, that's kind of the idea, like a piano but no keys. Exactly. So you're gonna kind of, your mind really needs to imprint the shape onto the neck, and that really helps you retain things. It makes it a little more tangible instead of trying to get cluttered up with numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, so like again, think about like an there being dots, and you can look up, you can Google like pentatonic scale diagram, and you'll see these scale diagrams that do exactly this, where there'll be a dot, 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 and and there's an intersecting line. So you want to kind of imprint that onto the neck, and it's not like it's going to happen overnight, but over time, that really gets in here, and like it won't go away. So anyway,